Namaste my dear students, welcome back to physics classes. In the last class we studied the concept of electrostatic potential energy and electrostatic potential. Let us continue our discussion. In the last class we considered an example of a source charge plus Q. We know that a source charge produces electric field, or electric charge produces electric field in its surrounding region. When another charge is placed in that electric field, it experiences electrostatic force. We considered the example of a test charge of magnitude plus Q. After that we continued our discussion with the unit positive charge. So in both the cases we discussed different equations or different conditions in work done in shifting the test charge plus Q, as well as in case of unit positive charge from infinity to some point P or some point R, and in each case what is the amount of work done, that we discussed in the last class. Now in the same example, let us continue our discussion. Now if you consider the work done against the electrostatic force in case of a charge of magnitude, test charge of magnitude Q, if amount of work done in shifting that charge from infinity to point P is represented as W infinity P, or simply I will represent this work done as W. Now this quantity W represents amount of work done in shifting this charge, test charge Q, from infinity to point P, okay, inside the electric field produced by the source charge. That means in this case work is done by the external force against the electrostatic force exerted by the source charge. So now W represents amount of work done. Between the same 2 points, if a unit positive charge or unit charge is displaced from infinity to point P, under that condition work done is, or in case of unit positive charge, work done in shifting the charge from infinity to point P, that work done is stored in the form of potential energy, and we considered that potential energy as electrostatic potential. Now it is equal to V. Now what is the relation between these two? In case of charge of magnitude Q, amount of work done is W. In case of unit positive charge, work done is V. That means we can relate these two quantities as potential V is equal to W divided by Q. Relation between electric potential and work done in case of any charge of magnitude Q. If you divide the total amount of work done by magnitude of charge, then this quantity gives work done per unit charge, and this is nothing but electrostatic potential at point P. If you consider work done in shifting the charge from infinity to point R, then if you divide that work done by magnitude of charge, then this quantity represents electrostatic potential at that particular point due to the source charge plus Q. Okay, next let us consider one more condition. Shifting the charges between 2 points where the potential energy is non-zero, that is between R and P. Amount of work done in case of charge of magnitude Q, amount of work done in shifting the charge from point R to P against the electric field BWRP, amount of work done. If unit positive charge is displaced between those 2 points, in case of unit positive charge, work done is nothing but it is the potential difference. In the last class I mentioned that point, that is potential difference. Now this quantity work done in shifting a unit positive charge between 2 points inside the electric field is nothing but potential difference. I represent that potential difference as delta V. Now if you relate these two conditions or these two quantities, from these two conditions we can write potential difference delta V is equal to WRP divided by magnitude of charge. amount of work done in shifting unit positive charge from one point to another inside the electric field is given by WRP, that is amount of work done in shifting the charge of magnitude Q between those 2 points divided by the magnitude of charge. Now this quantity represents potential difference. If you consider one point as infinity where potential energy is equal to 0, under that condition work done in case of charge Q divided by magnitude of that charge represents potential. Now this potential is a scalar quantity, which means it has only magnitude, and unit of this electrostatic potential is, I mentioned the unit in the previous class itself, work done. So if you consider this equation, unit of electrostatic potential or simply electric potential, work done is measured in terms of joules per charge, that is unit of charge is coulomb, joule per coulomb. So unit is joule per coulomb, and this quantity is equivalent to volt. Notation is capital V. Now this is the unit of electrostatic potential or electric potential, volt. Okay. Now 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per second. This is the definition of unit of electrostatic potential or simply electric potential. Definition of unit. Define unit of electrostatic potential. Answer for that question is this one. What is the statement or what is the definition now? If 1 joule of work is done, okay, 1 joule of work is done in bringing a unit charge from where to where? From infinity to a point. If 1 joule of work is done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a point, then potential at that point is said to be 1 volt. Potential at that point is 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a particular point, then at that point potential value or electrostatic potential value is equal to 1 volt. That is the definition of unit of potential. Now let us consider 2 problems here. Okay, with the help of those 2 problems we can these 2 equations we can consider these 2 equations to solve that problem, those 2 problems. Now first problem, the difference of potential between 2 points in an electric field. There is a source charge, in the surrounding region of that source charge there is an electric field. Okay, so in an electric field between 2 points, difference of potential is given. Difference of potential is nothing but potential difference. So potential difference between 2 points, solution for first problem, potential difference, it is represented as delta V is equal to 6 volt. 6 volt is the unit. Okay, potential difference between 2 points is equal to 6 volt. How much work is done or how much work is required to move a charge of 300 microcoulomb? Magnitude of charge is given, it is equal to 300 microcoulomb, 300 into 10 power minus 6 coulomb, from one point to another. Now the given problem is this one. 2 points are there, point A and point B. Between these 2 points there is a potential difference delta V of 6 volt. Okay, between these 2 points if you want to shift a charge of magnitude 300 microcoulomb, then what is the amount of work done in that process? That is the question. Very simple problem it is. See, the relation between potential difference and work done in case of charge Q is here. So amount of work done in shifting the charge 300 microcoulomb between the points A and B is equal to, direct formula it is equal to Q. If you take this Q into left hand side, the equation becomes Q into delta V. Substitute the values. Magnitude of charge is 300 into 10 power minus 6. 300 into 10 power minus 6 into delta V value is given, that is 6 volt into 6, that is equal to 1800, 6 into 300, 1800 into 10 power minus 6 joule. Work done it is, so expressed in terms of joule. Relation between work done in case of a random charge or any charge and potential difference. Okay. So answer for first problem is 1800 microjoule or 1800 into 10 power minus 6 joule. So this equation is important. If you know the value of potential difference between 2 points, then amount of work done in shifting a charge of magnitude Q between those 2 points is given by this equation. Work done is equal to magnitude of charge multiplied by potential difference. Important equation, and this is the answer. Okay, I think it is clear. Next, let us consider second problem. One more simple problem just to understand these two equations. Second problem, if 300 joule of work is done, here work done is given, it is not potential value or potential difference value. Instead of that, in this problem, amount of work done is given, amount of work done is equal to 300 joule in carrying a charge of 3 coulomb. Magnitude of charge moved in this case is given here. Magnitude of charge Q is equal to 3 coulomb from a place, okay, from a place where the potential is minus 10 volt. Potential value at a particular point is given is, if you consider the same example or 2 points A and B, at one point potential value is minus 10 volt, okay, to another place where the potential is V. At another point potential is V. Between these 2 points a charge of magnitude 3 coulomb is moved from here to here, okay, A to B. In that process total amount of work done is given, that is equal to 300 joule. Okay, now what is the question? If V is the potential at the second point to another place where potential is V, calculate the value of V. Now what is the value of V? That is the question. What is the value of V? Given quantities are amount of work done, Q value is given 3 coulomb, potential at one end is given, that is minus 10 volt, okay, minus 10 volt. So potential at A is equal to minus 10 volt. Then what is the value of potential at point B? Potential V at B, what is its value? Again we can use same formula. Potential difference delta V is equal to work done divided by magnitude of charge. Okay, work done divided by magnitude of charge. But in this case, potential value is given as minus 10 volt, negative potential. What is the meaning of that negative potential? See, if you consider a source charge of magnitude plus Q, and if you consider a unit positive charge, that is positive, force between these two charges is repulsive. Potential at a random point P or arbitrary point P due to source charge is nothing but amount of work done by the external force in bringing this charge from infinity to point P. That means force, electrostatic force between these two charges is repulsive. against that electrostatic force external force is applied, and with the help of that external force this charge is displaced in this direction and finally the charge reaches this point. In this case, direction of external force and the direction of displacement is same. That means angle between force and displacement theta is equal to 0. We know that work done is given by W is equal to Fs cos theta dot product of force and displacement. If theta is equal to 0, cos 0 is 1, W is equal to F into S, that means work done is positive. Okay, work done is positive. So if you measure potential at any point due to this positive source charge, then potential will at any point will be positive. Potential value will be positive. Okay. On the other hand, if you consider a negative charge as a source charge, unit positive charge will experience an attractive electrostatic force. Electrostatic force is attractive between negative source charge and unit positive charge, attractive force. Now in this case, to place this unit positive charge at any point, external force must be applied in opposite direction. See, if you leave this charge, then it straight away gets attracted towards charge Q and finally it will reach the source charge. If you want to stop that charge somewhere here, external force is necessary. What is the direction of external force? Direction of external force necessary in this case is away from the source charge. Therefore, in this case, if you consider the displacement from infinity to this point, it is like this. Direction of external force is opposite. That means for negative source charge, direction of force and displacement are opposite to each other. So if theta is equal to 180 degree, cos 180 is minus 1, we get W is equal to minus F into S. If the source charge is negative, work done by the external force is negative. Therefore, potential due to a negative charge is negative. Okay, I think it is clear. Remember this point, that is enough. If the source charge is positive, it produces positive potential in its surrounding. At any point, potential will have positive value. If the source charge is negative, then potential at any point due to that negative source charge will be negative. Now in this problem, potential value is equal to minus 10 volt. That means that potential is produced by some negative charge. Somewhere here there is a negative source charge, due to that some negative potential is produced, it is equal to minus 10 volt. That is the difference. Okay, come back to this problem. Delta V is equal to W divided by Q. Now this delta V is nothing but potential difference, that can be written as final potential value, that is potential at the final point. Charge is moved from A to B, so final potential VB minus potential at the starting point, that is VA, is equal to amount of work done is given. Amount of work done is 300 joule divided by magnitude of charge is equal to 3 coulomb. So that means VB, that is potential at the second point, VB is equal to 300 divided by 3 is 100. What is the value of, VB minus, what is the value of VA? VA is minus 10. Potential at A is minus 10. Therefore, minus of minus 10 is equal to 300 divided by 3, that is equal to 100. So minus into minus plus, if you take this into right hand side, it becomes minus 10. So VB is equal to, potential at the second point VB is equal to 100 minus 10, that is equal to 90 volt. The potential at the second point VB is equal to 90 volt. That is the answer for second question. Okay, I think it is clear. Now, So up to here we discussed different concepts or different terms. Potential, amount of work done per unit charge in moving that charge from infinity to a particular point against the electric field. If the source charge is positive, external force, work done by the external force is positive, therefore potential due to positive source charge is also positive. If the source charge is negative, work done by the external force is negative, therefore potential due to negative source charge is also negative. Okay. Unit of potential, it is volt. 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per second. Okay. 1 joule per second. Potential difference, that is also expressed in terms of same unit, that is volt. Unit of potential difference is also volt. Okay. Let us move further. Next one is an important derivation. You can expect this derivation for 5 marks in final exam, board exam. Expression for potential, electrostatic potential or electric potential at a point due to a point charge. What is the expression for electric potential or electrostatic potential at a particular point due to a point charge? The derivation we are going to discuss here. Now, let us consider a point O. At point O, let us consider a source charge of magnitude Q, which will produce electrostatic field in its or electric field in its surrounding region. I'll consider an arbitrary point P at a distance of R from the source charge. Distance from the source charge to point P, it is equal to R. I'll consider one more point somewhere here, that is P dash. Let the distance from the source charge to this point be R dash. Okay, R dash. I'll take one more point somewhere here, that is R, point R. Let us take P dash somewhere here. This distance is R dash. Now this is P dash. Next point is R. Distance between these two, small distance, let it be delta R dash. Separation between these 2 points, let it be delta R dash. Next, if you move like this, you will reach infinite distance, let it be infinity. Now the derivation is to find the expression for, or we are going to derive an expression for electric potential at a point due to a point charge. Now we know the definition. What is electric potential? Electric potential at a point is nothing but it is the work done per unit charge. Work done per unit charge, in what case? In bringing that charge from infinity to point P. Potential at point P is nothing but it is the amount of work done per unit charge in bringing that charge from infinity to that point against the electric field. Now imagine charge is at P dash, unit positive charge is at P dash. When unit positive charge is at P dash, that unit positive charge will experience an electrostatic force which is given by Fe is equal to, using Coulomb's law, 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. We consider the case of charges placed in air, therefore 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 divided by R square is the formula. Now here Q1, instead of Q1 we have source charge, so magnitude of source charge, into Q2, instead of charge Q2 we considered a unit positive charge, so into 1 divided by distance between these two charges, we consider the distance as R dash, therefore it is divided by R dash square, into, it is in vector form, into unit vector R cap or simply R dash cap, which is nothing but it is a unit vector along the line joining the charges to represent the direction. Now what is the direction of this force? this electrostatic force, now the force between these two charges, both are positive charges, therefore electrostatic force is directed like this. Now electrostatic force is Fe, repulsive. To bring unit positive charge from infinity to point P, we need an external force, and the direction of that external force must be like this. Against the electrostatic force, we have to apply an external force, F external. So the direction of this F external is towards the source charge. Now, if you want to move that unit positive charge from any one point to any other point against the electric field, external force is necessary. And if you want to move that charge with the zero acceleration, without producing any acceleration or without changing velocity as well as kinetic energy of that unit positive charge, with the zero acceleration, if you want to shift that unit positive charge against the electric field, the condition required is F external must be equal to electrostatic force magnitude wise. If you consider the direction of external force is opposite to the electrostatic force, therefore we can write F external is equal to minus F into E. Now our intention is to shift this unit positive charge from infinity to a point with the zero acceleration. That means without changing the velocity or without changing the kinetic energy of that charged particle or that particular unit positive charge. Whatever the change that occurs due to change in position must be in terms of change in potential energy. That is the intention. So to shift the charge with the zero acceleration, condition required is magnitude of external force must be equal to electrostatic force. So therefore we can write F external, or this is the required condition. Now consider the displacement of this unit positive charge from P dash to R. P dash to R, displacement of charge from P dash to R. With the help of some external force, unit positive charge is displaced from P dash to R. Displacement is equal to separation between these 2 points. So in this case there is a force, there is small amount of displacement, therefore amount of work done in that process, I'll represent it as delta W, because small amount of work done is equal to, delta W is equal to force, that is F external, into displacement, separation between those 2 points is equal to delta R dash. Okay. Now this can be written as delta W is equal to F external is minus of Fe, but we know that Fe is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 1 divided by R dash square. Therefore this can be written as 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 1 divided by R dash square, that represents F external minus of negative of electrostatic force into delta R dash. Now what is this quantity? It is the amount of work done by shifting unit positive charge from point P dash to point R against the electric field. We considered a small part of its journey from infinity to point P. Now actually we want to get an expression for amount of work done per unit charge between the points infinity and point P, and that work done itself represents electric potential at point P. Okay. Now electrostatic force is inversely proportional to R square. That means if distance changes, magnitude of electrostatic force also changes. Now external force, magnitude wise external force is equal to electrostatic force. That means in this case we have to use a variable force. The external force applied is not a constant force, it is a variable force. Okay, variable force. In first PUC we have studied the concept of variable force and we derived an expression for work done by the variable force. Now in case of variable force, variable force. In case of variable force, amount of work done by the variable force is given by integral from xi to xf f of x into dx. This was the expression we derived in first PUC. Work done by the variable force. Here f of x represents variable force, dx represents small displacement, xi initial position of the object, xf represents final position of the object. In case of electrostatic force, it is inversely proportional to square of the distance. That means electrostatic force is variable force. Against that electrostatic force, we are applying an external force. That means external force applied by us is also a variable force. Okay, variable force. Therefore, amount of work done, okay, work done by external force in shifting unit positive charge from infinity to point P. Infinity to point P is given by W is equal to, external force is now variable force, so work done is equal to integration. What is our starting point? Starting point is from infinity, so lower limit is infinity. What is the final point? Final point is point P, at which we want the expression for potential. Now point P, it is the representation of point. Now what is the distance from the source charge to that point? It is nothing but it is equal to r. So here upper limit is r, that is distance between the source charge and point P at which we want the expression for potential. So that is r of delta W. So for small displacement, delta W is the amount of work done. Total amount of work done. Now total journey of that unit positive charge from infinity to point P can be considered to be made up of large number, infinite number of small intervals, each of length delta r dash. Okay, each of length delta r dash. Okay, so in each case amount of work done is given by delta W. If you add those work done, then that will give you the total amount of work done in shifting unit positive charge from infinity to point P. Here we have to use integration because the force is variable force which depends on distance. As you move towards the source charge, magnitude of electrostatic force increases, magnitude of external force required to move that charge also increases. Because of this condition, F external is equal to minus F into E. Okay, so that is equal to, substitute the values, that is equal to integral from infinity to r distance. Delta W is minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r dash square, okay, Q divided by r dash square into dr dash. Okay, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r dash square into dr dash, integral of that. So that is unit positive charge from infinity to P. Okay, I'll write here that is equal to right hand side. Now 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant. We know the value 9 into 10 power 9. Q, magnitude of source charge, that is also constant. Take the common terms outside. Minus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into integral from infinity to r 1 by r dash square into dr dash. 1 by r dash square into dr dash, that is equal to minus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral from infinity to r. Take this r dash square into numerator, it becomes r dash to the power minus 2 into dr dash. Okay, r dash to the power minus 2 into dr dash. Now integrate this term. We know the formula, integration formula. integration integral of x to the power n into dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Use this formula. Integral of x to the power n into dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Here instead of x we have r dash, instead of n we have minus 2. So on integrating this term, what we get is equal to minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r dash to the power minus 2. So on integrating r dash to the power minus 2 n plus 1 divided by n minus 2 plus 1 with the limits r to infinity to r. So that is equal to minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, okay, minus 1. So this minus cancels with this. So q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into r dash to the power minus 2 plus 1, that is r dash to the power minus 1, which can be written as 1 over r dash or 1 by r dash with limit infinity to r. So that is equal to q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, apply the limits, into upper limit 1 by, in the place of r dash, upper limit r, minus 1 by lower limit, that is infinity. So that is equal to q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by infinity is 0, therefore it is 1 by r is equal to w. Okay, so minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, minus into minus plus r dash to the power minus 2 plus 1, it is equal to minus 1, r dash to the power minus 1, r dash to the power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by r dash. I skipped a step here. So q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r dash from infinity to r. On applying the limits, 1 by infinity is equal to 0, we know the value. So w is equal to q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r. Okay, so I'll write here final expression. So that last expression, w is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. Now what is this w here? W is nothing but it is the amount of work done in shifting this unit positive charge from infinity to point P. Okay, infinity to point P, total amount of work done. So according to definition of potential, work done per unit charge in bringing it from infinity to point P represents potential. So by definition of electric potential, okay, so by definition electric potential at P, potential at point P, V is equal to, potential represents the work done, therefore potential V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. This is the final expression. Okay. Final expression, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. Expression for electric potential at a point P due to source charge q is given by this formula. V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. Okay, if you consider the expression for electric field is inversely proportional to square of the distance, whereas electric potential at a particular point, it is inversely proportional to r. And one more thing, in case of electrostatic force or electric field, while using the expression for that electrostatic force, we just consider the magnitude of charges. Q1 into Q2, it may be positive or negative, we just put magnitudes in that equation. Okay, Because force is a vector quantity, direction depending on the polarity, direction of force changes, and that direction is represented by the unit vector or vector, which is used to represent the direction. But this electrostatic potential is a scalar quantity. Therefore, while calculating the potential due to a charge, in this expression, if the charge is positive, then put plus q here. If the charge is negative, then put minus here. Okay, I already mentioned this point in the previous discussion. That is, a positive charge produces positive potential. If charge is positive, you will get positive potential. If the charge is negative, minus will be here, so that potential will be negative. Okay, so this is the expression. In the exam, question will be like this: define electric potential at a point and derive an expression for electrostatic potential at a point due to a point charge. Okay, electrostatic potential at a point due to a point charge. This is the derivation. So we started from this point. When the charge is at P dash, unit positive charge is at P dash, it will experience an electrostatic force due to source charge, which is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q into 1 divided by r dash square. To move that unit positive charge towards the source charge, external force is necessary, and we considered a condition here to move that unit positive charge against the electric field with the zero acceleration. That means without changing the velocity or without changing the kinetic energy of that charged particle, amount of external force required is equal to negative of electrostatic force. Magnitude wise equal, direction opposite. Next, amount of work done in shifting that unit positive charge from P dash to R, small displacement, therefore we consider small amount of work done is equal to external force into displacement, but external force is equal to minus of electrostatic force, so we considered the expression for electrostatic force, so minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r dash square into delta r dash. Electrostatic force is variable force because it depends on the distance from the source charge. Therefore, total amount of work done in shifting the charge, unit positive charge from infinity to point P, is calculated using this condition, work done by the variable force, integral from infinity to R delta W. That means the total journey can be divided into number of small intervals. For each small interval, amount of work done is W, delta W. Therefore, total work done is integration from infinity to R delta W. We substituted the expression for that delta W. Constant term is taken outside, minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by r dash square. In the next step, we have written r dash 1 by r dash square as r to the power minus 2. So next we use the formula integral of x to the power n dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 formula here. So minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught constant term, r dash to the power minus 2, x, in place of x we have r dash to the power n plus 1, n is minus 2 plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, so this minus cancels with this minus, q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. R dash to the power minus 2 plus 1 means r dash to the power minus 1, which can be written as 1 by r dash. So 1 over r dash. Next, in the next step, we applied limit and we got the expression for work done in bringing unit positive charge from infinity to a point P. By definition of electric potential, that work done itself represents the potential at that point. So potential at point P is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. Okay, that is the definition. Sorry, that is the derivation. So I'll stop this discussion here. Okay, thank you so much.